Hi, my name is Snowshed, some of you guys know me as Sean, and this is Spurs video podcast. I'm going to give a big shout out to the Spurs forum, guy on Spurs forum.co.uk, mentioned board I regularly post on, a guy called Vanden Howe, I forget what his number is, and he said that although a lot of us spoke about, if we beat Chelsea then we're all title contenders, or we can really show how far we've become in terms of what we can achieve this season. And he said, no, Norwich is the real game, because so many times, a lot of the other teams have lost games or drawn or dropped points. We have a relatively easy tie, and yet we somehow conspire to fail. Kind of snatch defeat from the jaws of victory, so to speak. And he was, definitely he proved the point, and it was a definite game. We were a little bit nervous, but as soon as Norwich, a lot of people underestimate them, but they're a good side. Physically, they're quite strong. They don't do the easy way out of doing a Stoke. They're physically strong, but they do try and play football. I think the disadvantage is that they weren't as quick as we were, by about 1.5 yards or so. In terms of technique, pace, and passing and movement, we were like 3-4 yards ahead of them. I think that's what made the difference in the final, in the last half an hour. In terms of player ratings, Bale 8.5. I thought he was superb. I think a couple of heavy crosses, but he's given the right area. Crosses a slightly heavy, and I definitely think when he took a shot on, he should have passed, cut it back to Addy. He could have, scored, but he has faith in his shooting. Why shouldn't he? He scored 2 very good goals. So there definitely, I'll give him 8.5. 8s I will give to Yunus Kabul and Luka Modric. Luka Modric had so much in the ball. His passing was superb, and that assist for that goal, that was just instrumental of that. Just superb combination of short passes that keep the ball moving. And the Sky Sports commentator said very well, often if you don't have the ball, you have to work physically hard to get it back. That drains you, and his short passes, bit, it keeps players moving. They can't set, and it fatigues them, and gives us the advantage. So I'll give him that. And Kabul for me has been a real colossus at the back. Obviously, let's face it, he wasn't playing the best strikers in the world and the best against the best creative players, but he was an assuredness. He reminded a lot of Sol Campbell. He's quick, powerful, can play a little bit, but obviously tries to keep it simple. I don't know why he went for the free kick personally, but that aside, that was a solid performance from him. And I think if Ledley King's our number 1 defender, Kabul is definitely now number 2, ahead of Gallas, without a doubt. So those 2 I'll give 8s. Pretty much the rest of the side I'll give 7.5. Obviously mentioned Adebayor, some great footwork, and it's really weird. He has some great footwork, about 4,000 players around him. Yet there's a player, I think he could round the keeper. I think personally, and there's a player we could have taken on with his left foot, cut with his right, shot with his left. So I'll give him a 7.5. Same for Rafa. Again, obviously that pass to Adebayor helps out the Bale goal, but again, I don't know why he kept insisting taking, being the in-swingers, and they kept going to the keeper. At least if Bale was making his trademark run until some late runs coming in, that'll make sense. But I think he didn't play as well because he would have done. But again, he's playing out of position. I don't think he played very, very well. He's just not playing as the way he'd like to play in terms of his free kick delivery. I think there were some wasted opportunities. But definitely 7.5, and pretty much the rest of the same 7.5. The only player I would give less than 7.5, actually with less than 7.2, is Gallas. Gallas, I don't know, there seems to be something missing in his, I don't know, something's not right. If it's half a yard or something, there's just that little bit that just seems to be missing a little bit. I'll take into account his age. He's 33, 34, and the type of defender that he is, it's very difficult to maintain that level of performance, especially as you get older. Credit to Harry for his tactics. We're playing like a weird kind of 4-2-3-1/4-3-3, and it's really funny. But basically, Rafa does go wherever he wants. But having Parker and Sandro on either side of Luka, which is what I've been advocating for a while. It does give Luke give fullbacks protection, bit of cover. If say Rafa, especially if Rafa doesn't drop back, Bale will drop back, but not as much. We noticed that Bale didn't track back as much. He didn't need to because Sandro was covering that position very, very effectively. So the fullbacks weren't as isolated as they normally were, and I think this is something we can try going forward. So yeah, I think go give Harry credit for that, and so yeah, I like to think we played as well as we could have done. I'll give a big shout out to Jim Dugan, who runs topspurs.com. He's been very kind enough to hold, give us links to his Spurs video, from topspurs.com to this video podcast. I think he managed to give us links, so thank you very much to him for that. Another big shout out goes to Spurs Odyssey. Great message board. I'll think about it. Post there. And to give my Spurs shout out to Jez Kinsella. Always never fails to make me smile. Probably one of the nice guys. If I get to meet him when he comes down to Spurs, I'll look forward to buying a pint of the old black stuff. So this for you, Jez. And I think going forward, obviously we've got the Swansea game. I'm actually looking forward to a lot more than I'm to this, because as good as Norton is for Norwich, he's not as important to them as a Corker is to Swansea. And I think that, given the form we're in, and the fact that Swansea are a footballing side, I think we had a slight advantage. Obviously, Scott Sinclair is a very dangerous player, but I think going forward, I think we can beat. I think it will be a 2-0/2-1 to us, but I think this game we can go into with confidence. And I think it's good that we have learnt to adapt to play without Bale. Two things that made me laugh, that made me first of all was Gareth Bale's first goal celebration. That was just, I don't know what him and Carl Walker were doing. Actually, I haven't got a clue about that. Nico Crancher, why wait until the last 87 minutes? Almost, I think I'd brought him on the 80th minute mark. And Jay Livermore, why bring him on 30 seconds, less than a minute to go? I mean, it was just pointless. And I'd have rather brought on, say, Pav or something, Adebayo, the last 2 minutes, just get him a run out. He won't do that much. He doesn't do it anyway. But at least he gets his games going and he can threaten a little bit. But yeah, apart from that, no. As always, guys like YT Name, SB Spurs, P John, if you and some of the other guys who don't forget, I'm really sorry if I do. Mage Hank, sorry. Again, them plus always, if you get given an interesting Spurs comment, I'm always happy to post a video comment. If someone you say writes a chord and anything, please further comment. One thing I would like to think about is actually dropping Gallas and Bassong. I think going forward, if someone said to me, who would you rather lose at the end of the season, Gallas or Bassong? I would rather lose Gallas. I think just the age, first of all. I think Gallas is 32, 33, so it'll be 34 coming up. And Bassong, I think, is mid-20s, so I think it's a lot more longevity. He's settled at Spurs. He knows the system, knows the players, knows the coaches. I'd rather keep him than say Gallas, and plus also he can play on the left-hand side of the defence, and if need be, play on the left back. If push over, they come to shove. So hopefully, Spurs video podcast. Hope you enjoy it, and please send me links if they appear. Thank you very much. Good night.